Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're looking at the lyrics of Alison McLean's song, A World Inside Our Heads.
Right. But here's the twist. We're ignoring the music, the performance, everything else.
Exactly. We're treating these words purely as a text, like a philosophical map almost of what goes on inside our heads.
Yeah, a map of the internal experience. And our mission, if you will, is to distill the insights about consciousness, reality, the big stuff packed in here.
And it gets right to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That core idea hits you straight away in the chorus.
This idea of a totally private, singular world existing just within the self. That's the foundation.
It really sets the stage, a world inside us.
It forces you, the listener, to think about that boundary between you and everything else, how absolute it might be.
Okay, so let's start right there then, this radical privacy. The chorus repeats it over and over. There's a world inside our heads that no one inhibits.
Yeah, inhibits is a strong word.
It sounds like total solitude, doesn't it? Like an empty room in your mind.
Yeah. But that's where it gets interesting. It's a paradox, right? Because yes, it's uninhibited by other people. No one else gets in.
Okay.
But the lyrics immediately tell you it's not empty at all. It's actually, well, pretty crowded.
Right. It says, weird notions reside and many tenants occupy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So uninhabited by others, but definitely inhabited.
So, okay, the privacy isn't about emptiness. It's about access control, like a board.
Precisely. It's socially solitary. But who are these tenants and these weird notions?
I mean, could it just be everyday stuff like remembering to buy milk or that tune stuck in your head? Your grocery list is a tenant, maybe?
It could include that, sure.
Okay.
But the language feels a bit weightier, doesn't it? Tenants and weird notions. It suggests things that have really moved in.
Like concepts, maybe? Memories? Fears?
Yeah, or even irrational thoughts, impulses, things that take up space, demand attention, maybe even like pay rent in emotional energy.
Huh. So the mind is this private house, but it's like a busy, chaotic apartment building inside.
That's a great way to put it. The solitude is the wall around the building, not the number of residents inside. It's bustling in there.
Okay, so let's step inside that building then, past the wall. If it's bustling, the first verse suggests it's not exactly neat.
Definitely not. It's presented as a place of deep conflict, of duality. It shows our inner life isn't simple, it's messy, it holds opposites together.
Yeah, first, structurally. Inhabitants and disorder. Having tenants doesn't mean things are tidy.
Quite the opposite, it seems. The more stuff you have living in your head, ideas, memories, whatever, the more potential for disorder. It's almost inherent.
And that disorder seems to feed the emotional extremes mentioned right after. There is fun, and there is torture.
And that's huge, psychologically speaking. Your deepest joy and your worst anxieties, they're not in separate rooms.
They're neighbors.
Exactly. They're co-tenants in the same consciousness, sometimes maybe even sharing the same space somehow. This inner world is where you can feel both amazing and terrible, maybe even like back to back.
Which makes the next line really fascinating. This mind is where themes are woven. So amidst all this fun, torture, disorder, all these inhabitants, this self is trying to make sense of it, trying to weave a narrative thread through the chaos.
I think that's exactly it. We're constantly trying to knit together some kind of coherent story, a theme from all that internal noise and contradiction. It's an active process.
And it's not a quiet process either, is it?
Yeah.
Because the lyrics then say, loud voices are spoken.
Yeah, that's a powerful image. It's not just thoughts occur, it's loud voices are spoken.
Like the internal monologue isn't a whisper, it's a shout sometimes.
Yeah.
Or an argument.
It could be. An intense stream of internal dialogue, debate, self-talk. The voice is spoken, it's loud. It really emphasizes the intensity of being alone with your own thoughts, arguing with your own tenets.
So much for quiet solitude. It's a noisy place in there.
A private cacophony, yeah.
Which brings us to a crucial turn, I think. If the inner world is this intense, this chaotic, surely it connects to or reacts to the outside world, the pressures we face.
Absolutely. And that's where the second verse goes. It pivots. It connects this internal state to external life events.
Specifically the big ones, success and crisis.
Right. Not just minor ups and downs.
Yeah.
These are the life-altering moments, the peaks and the valleys, the times when the internal narrative gets seriously tested.
And here's the big philosophical leap, it seems. These huge external events happen for a reason.
Yes. The lyrics say they must not deny us a realization of life's simulation.
Okay, wow, life simulation. Why link those extremes, success and crisis, to that specific massive realization?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, think about it. What do extreme success and extreme crisis have in common?
They both feel kind of unreal. Maybe.
Mm.
They both pull you out of the ordinary.
Exactly. In moments of overwhelming success, things can feel too perfect, almost artificial. You might think, is this really happening? Is this real?
And in crisis, the world feels broken, senseless, maybe even hostile. The usual rules seem suspended.
Right. Both states strip away the comfort of the everyday, the mundane. They make the fabric of reality seem thinner or questionable.
So when it says simulation, are we talking literal Matrix-style simulation theory? Or is it maybe softer, like realizing the world is kind of an illusion or artificial or just not what it seems?
The beauty is it works either way, doesn't it? Whether it's full-blown simulation theory or a deep philosophical skepticism like Descartes doubting everything.
The effect is the same. Doubt about external reality.
Yes. But crucially, the trigger comes from the outside the success, the crisis, but the realization itself. That happens inside.
Inside that world that no one inhibits. It clicks. You can only really grapple with that massive, potentially terrifying idea that maybe this is all a construct when you're alone with those loud voices inside your head.
That internal space, with all its chaos and tenants, becomes the only ground solid enough, ironically, to stand on while you question if the external ground is real at all.
Okay, let's just step back for a second and look at how this whole thing is built. That chorus.
It keeps coming back.
Yeah, the idea of the private world, it appears, 5 times in the text we have? It's the anchor.
And that repetition isn't just for rhythm, it's thematic reinforcement, right? It hammers home that this private internal world is permanent. It's inescapable.
No matter what happens outside success, crisis, whatever, you always return there, to
Right.
that solitary dwelling.
It's the constant in the equation of your existence.
So if we try to tie this all together for you, the listener, maybe boil it down, what are the core takeaways from this lyrical map?
Okay, I think there are 3 big ones. First, the mind is fundamentally solitary, radically private. Yours alone, no one else gets in.
Got it. Takeaway 1, absolute privacy.
Second, despite being private, it's incredibly crowded and complex inside. It's full of conflicting tenets, those weird notions, the fun, the torture, the disorder, and it's noisy, the loud voices are spoken. That internal monologue drives a lot of the action.
Okay. Takeaway 2, internally crowded and chaotic.
And third, this inner chaos serves a purpose. It's the necessary stage, the theater, where extreme external events, success and crisis, force you to confront profound philosophical questions. Specifically, the realization about life's simulation, whatever that means to you.
So the internal mess isn't just mess. It's where the big thinking happens, triggered by outside pressure.
Precisely. The internal world is where you process the possibility that the external world isn't what it seems. It's quite a picture of consciousness, really.
A very dense, complex picture in just a few lines.
Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on. The lyrics explicitly link success and crisis to realizing life's simulation. So the question is, why? Why is it only when life pushes us to the absolute extremes, incredible highs, or devastating lows that this fundamental question about reality seems to surface or become unavoidable? Why do those external peaks and valleys force this internal reckoning, especially when the acceptance or the grappling with it has to happen in that private world where nobody else can really help you figure it out? What's that connection between external extremity and internal philosophical breakthrough?